Well, it kicked you out. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning, Todd?
I'm great. How are you this morning, Tom?
I'm just doing just fine. It's just a great day to be
It's a
alive.
beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. The
Let's
sun's
get perky.
the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the squirrels are frolicking. You can't ask for a better day than that.
Frolic.
Good
Frolicking.
morning, Bumcrack. Good morning, Peddling Prophets. Good morning, Lag. Hope y'all are having a great morning
Yes.
or afternoon, depending on where you're at.
Tippy top of the morning to you
That's
all.
right.
Let's have a sip of coffee.
Ah, good stuff.
Yeah, that's some good Joe right there.
That's right.
Cup of Joe.
Oh, Lord.
Who invented
Sorry
Cup
about
of
cutting out
Joe?
on you yesterday. Sorry
Who,
about
in,
cutting out on
who
you
invented
yesterday.
Cup of Joe on the saying? I don't know.
That,
Anyway,
like I said, I'm sorry about cutting out on you yesterday.
that's all right. You
I'd
had.
rather I'd rather been with you than had to do what I had to
I'm
do.
surprised you got enough money left to pay for your internet.
Oh crap. We're good.
Would you say over $7,000 to get a new unit? Woo,
It's about 8 grand.
Nikes.
Absolutely.
My last one, and it's been a long time, was over 5,000. So I'm sure they've, like inflation. My next one is probably going to be over 7 grand also, and I think we're pretty close.
Good morning, Mike. Well, this one was 15 years old, so we got our money out of it. Um, but my parents' house, their heating and AC system was like $12,000,
Man,
so it's getting expensive.
well,
But you know what? I want to be cool and I want to be warm when it's time to be warm.
it ought to be good now with that kind of money spent.
I hope so. Well, they were not putting it in till Tuesday.
Uh,
Uh, so they've got to get everything together. They said they'd be here about 4 hours. I hated spending that kind of money though.
yeah, it's hurtful. It feels like, I don't know, whenever I have to spend money on something that I didn't really. It's not like you're spending it on a vacation, something you get to have fun doing.
Right.
It's just ouch.
Well, you know, that's what savings are for. We're not worried about the money part of it.
Oh, well, if you're not worried about money, you can just give me about half of what you got saved up
Well, that's
later.
not what I'm talking about. I'm not worried about, we're not stressing out going to have to borrow money to have this air conditioning system put in.
Yeah.
Good morning, Major Win. Doug, how are you this morning? I hope it's just a beautiful day out there, just like it is out here on the East Coast. Even though I believe you are getting a little fire out there, or have a few fires going. But anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. But like I said, we're not having to worry about it. The paying for the part, and I encourage my kids to to have a good savings account. So when things like this happens, you just take care of it and not lose a lot of sleep over it. So there you go. There's your little financial tip for the day. Save your money. Good morning, Beth. How are you this morning? You were on the way to the salt mine this morning, Beth?
Working. 9 to 5 ain't no way to make a living.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lag. I told my kids they get what they get. If their mom, if I go first and their mom spends it all, then they don't get anything that except the house. Then that's their problem. I'm not working to leave inheritance, but that's just me. So don't buy chandeliers at auction.
That's right, Kent. I bought a. That was not my. I went and got my auction haul yesterday, and I put the video out, and obviously Kent's already watched the video. But yeah, I bought a kind of a chandelier-looking desk lamp,
Right.
and it was just stupid. It looks like hell, and I shouldn't have bought it, but I did. It's not every one of my buys are good buys.
You're gonna put it on Gwen's desk. You're gonna try and sell it.
I'll probably try to sell it, but I thought it's got a lot of those faceted crystal-looking things,
Right.
and I thought they were glass. I just assumed they were glass, but they're not. They're plastic. So I'm like, oh well, shit. All right, excuse my language. Well, damn. Anyway, yeah, it's and then it's like 22 inches tall, so I don't want to ship that son of a gun. It was just a
Good morning, Mr. Sadie.
stupid impulse buy.
I hope you're having a great morning. Riding the range.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter how good I get at reselling. I still make bad buys. But
Well,
sometimes you got to go through the bad buys to get to the good ones.
well, that's just the way it is.
When you're
Good morning,
bidding at an
Maggie.
online auction, sometimes you just don't know.
Good morning, Landshark. Craig,
I did make some good buys in the auction, though.
did you? I'll look at the video this afternoon.
I got a whole bunch of these two-way radios,
Right,
fire department type radios.
right.
Uh, and some of them are working, and some of them aren't. But I was looking at them, and the money I spent to get them, I will make back by selling 4 of the chargers. And I've got like 8, 10 of the chargers. So I'll probably double, triple my money just on the chargers, even if none of the radios work.
Right.
And then I got a whole box of pagers. I don't know who uses pagers anymore, but and I was kind of surprised. These things still sell.
Well, there's a lot. I've got a friend that works for a company, and they have pagers inside the office, so that they don't walk around with their phones. If they're needed, they're paged, and they call whatever extension that's on the pager.
Hmm. I don't know if you can hear it. This one's working, I think. How can you test a pager to know if it's working? I don't I don't
You
know if I have the base unit to, like transmit.
you probably have to have have a number to call. I mean, I don't know. It's the beeper I had in high school because we didn't have cell phones back then. Everybody had a beeper, you know, and you knew everybody's phone number because all it would come up was a phone number. Um, so I don't know how you would test those. Where's Scott at? He would know. He knows everything. I didn't know he had a show last night, by the way.
Yeah, he did his book review. Well, it's got static anyway. So anyway,
The resellersonly.com website has a pager test app. Okay.
reset. Yeah, I'll probably get a page from OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Hey, your show is ready. I don't know. Is OnlyFans, is it like shows? I don't even know. Is it videos? What
I
is it?
have no idea. I have no idea.
I just hear about it and people say, yeah, that's where people go to get sexy on camera. I don't know.
Well, here I am. I'm on
There you are,
camera.
Mr. Sexy. Yeah.
All this goodness, and you can witness it for free.
This is called a Motorola Mini Tour 4.
Kent says most were made by Motorola. If it turns on, it's probably working.
Okay. Let's see. What is a Motorola Minotaur 4 Cell 4?
Now I don't know whether it's Mr. Sadie said, "What are they good? Would they be good for?" Mr. Sadie, I don't know how it is right now, but it used to be you could get pager, you could get a pager before and not get it have cell phone service. So I don't know how it works these days.
Yeah, if you're dealing drugs on the corner and you get a page, uh, and you get a page with a message, telling you where to go to sell your drugs or whatever. I imagine a lot of them are used by drug dealers.
Um,
Just saying. I'm
yeah,
not suggesting using that for that.
right. Beth says you're going to have to disclose that people are going to return them thinking they will work automatically. Who has beeper service now? Pagers Direct. Pager 999.
So you
MetroCard.
get, I suppose there's some way to set these to a particular messaging service or whatever, pager service. I don't know.
Okay.
Do, do, do.
One pay pagers. I just want to look and see how much it costs for a pager. Just because,
This is a
what can I
Motorola
say?
Minotaur 4. Minitor. And I see them sell from like $25 to $40. And I think I have some of the chargers for those too.
Right.
Do, do,
Oh, I don't
do.
like this. Oh, there they are. Pager service rates. $16.95 for up to 5,000 pages per month. Or if you go annual, it's $14.95 a month for up to 5,000 pages per month.
But that's not much. If you're like running a volunteer fire department and you give all your firemen a pager, then you just have one charge to send pages, I guess, for the whole crew.
Right. Good morning, two hip chicks.
And they work off of, is it UHF or VHF, whatever it is.
I have no idea. I mean, my dad had two-way radios in his car, in his vehicles. And I had one in my truck, my Jeep.
VHS.
So,
Suppose I could do some research on these. I need to download I got so many of these, I need to download the owner's manual.
right?
And some people are parting these out, like a back cover or a bottom plate or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I bought lots of stuff at the auction. And Tom's got a call. Thanks, Scott.
Sorry, I had to.
Hey, Harry.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Harry.
Beepers were the first tracking device between a man and a woman.
But you know what? Like I said, my dad had these two-way radios, and I don't remember what they were called. But you couldn't talk like truck to truck directly. They had to go through a repeater tower to the other radio or to our base, whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a fortune in those things. And then along comes cell phones, and he didn't get rid of those too fast. But then after where cell phones got to be so cheap, unlimited calling and messaging and stuff like that, he got rid of all of that, and they give guys $20 a month to go towards their phone bill. So.
Mm-hmm. Us too, Harry. We 2 tin cans and a string.
God, they want me to come pick up those prescriptions. So anyway, did you get anything that you can make some money on?
Yeah, I bought. I think the best single lot. I mean, besides the pagers and two-way radios. You don't know how many I got. You need to watch the video. I got a bunch. So there is almost no way those won't make money. But I got a Canon A2300 camera.
Right. Hold on just a minute. Thanks, Harry. Don't get into trouble.
And this is about a $140 camera.
Nice.
Uh,
What brand did you say it was?
it's a Canon
Canon.
A2300. And this is a Sony CyberShot. This is about a 60 $70 camera.
Cool.
And those two cost $27.50.
Cool.
So there's like $250, or no, there's like was 140 and 70. 210.
Like I had one of the telephones that was like they used in the Matrix, where you push the button on it, and the keyboard would kick out. You know, cool.
But
So you got them listed?
no, no, I hadn't done any listing yet.
You got to get a bunch of listing done before you go on holiday.
Oh no.
That's right. I was cool from the jump. I just like those. Those were just go cool.
What?
The phones that they used them in the Matrix. They would push a button on the side of them, and the keyboard would just kick out. I had one of those. So cool. I was so cool.
So you were like Neo?
Yeah, I just wasn't dressed like him. I was an old dude by the time cell phones came out. And these youngsters just don't realize how much. Okay. Oh, with a regular keyboard. Nah. Didn't have one of those. My fingers have been too big. I have problems typing on this keyboard here on my desk. What is that?
It's the Sony CyberShot. It's called, oh god, that's so small. DSC H70. Sony DSC H70. Dash H70. So go down to sold listings. And we're around 60 to $100 on this one.
Right.
So that was an awesome pickup. $25 for $210 worth of cameras.
Good morning, Ping. Glad to
These,
see you this morning.
you know, I don't pick up cameras unless they've got at least like 8 or 10 megapixels.
Right.
And these both have 16. So they're good ones.
Lag, I don't know whether you're being serious or not, but they have gotten expensive because your telephone now is like 14 megapixels. So, why would you want to buy a camera unless you want to get a fancy one that with interchangeable lenses and all that kind of crud? So I think that's just the product availability. I mean, you can still buy cheap digital cameras. Oh, y'all expecting more heavy rain down there, Texas? Good morning, John. I didn't see you come in. Sorry.
But I got a whole bunch more military surplus stuff. I got all kinds of stuff.
Now, do you go through that pretty quickly, or is it
It depends on everything. It's like everything else. Depends on what it is. Some stuff sells fast and some stuff sells slow.
like you must be getting the phone that's encrusted with diamonds and rubies and crystals and whatnot? Are y'all getting? Are y'all getting? Supposed to get bad rain? Texas Bandit says prep for a tropical storm.
8 to 12 inches. Whew.
Jeez. Well, y'all shouldn't be having a drought out there. Do y'all have, do you have, is it Texas Bandit has the farm, or his family has the farm, right?
Yeah,
Do y'all have like big ponds to collect some of this water in Texas?
I bet they're full as much rain as we've had this spring and early summer.
Yeah, Scott, shut the hell up. Sorry I didn't see your show on last night. I was busy. Hot and dry. I saw a video last night that was recorded up at the Gateway Arch yesterday, Mr. Sadie. I went there right after it was finished construction. Today in the 70s, tomorrow in the 80s, Thursday in the percent, excuse me. Because the farmers around here, they've got creeks, they've raised their most of, I mean, got ponds and creeks feeding them. Blah. Let's talk this morning, Tom. They've raised the gates on them to keep more water in the pond before it heads downstream. Trying to prepare in case we get a. Oh, do you, Beth?
Shoot, the recreation areas of Lake Waco have been underwater for weeks.
Yeah, I think it was the year before last.
It's like you can't even see the picnic tables. They're underwater.
Yeah, think it was last year or the year before that. One of our big boat landings here on Lake Wiley. You didn't even have, you know how it's usually flat and then it starts sloping down to the water. Well, you
Yep.
didn't even get past once your tire went over the little edge where it goes begins the descent to the water. You were already in the water. It was real high. I don't like it when the water's going across the top of the dam, though. That's not good. Todd actually spoke on a show. It was amazing.
Yeah, I talked on Beard Show. Probably too much. Hey, it kind of set me off on one of the topics about the book. So I don't know.
What did they do?
I kind
What
of
did they say?
ranted a little bit.
Hey,
I
little
don't even
Anessa.
remember. You'll have to rewatch it.
Okay,
But
I should know. You're an old guy. You've already forgotten what you said last night.
yeah, I got a little mouthy over. It's pretty much just how I do business as compared to what the book was saying to do, or what what John does, and what Beard does, and what Mark does. The postcard guy, he was on
Yeah.
there.
It's
It wasn't a proper rant because I didn't cuss, probably. But anyway,
well, it was it should be a suggestion because people do things different. People's thoughts on things are different. And besides, and I bought the book. I haven't been able to get through it. It just my ADD just will not hang in there. So I might try listening to it. What's the next one, Scott?
I don't know. I got to finish all these that I started early and haven't finished.
Good morning, Chastity.
Actually, I didn't finish this book. I only got to like chapter 11. But
Did you see what Beth said? There
what?
was a shit here in there, Todd.
Oh, oops.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Beth's got a photographic memory, obviously. I don't even remember what I said.
Last time I saw Todd get all pissed off is when he was going to buy those boots, and the old lady at the Lutheran church raised the price on him.
All
0
right.
to 1. Okay.
I got to order a new book. Da-da-da. So, if I can find my notepad on my desk. Didn't. One of the parts of the show, old Mark was showing his postcard area. And
Right.
it's so damn clean and organized and everything. And then I showed my work area. It looks like a bomb exploded during a hurricane. And but then I was saying, Mark makes money and I make money. So what does it matter how messy or clean an area is? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Beth. What happened at the bank yesterday? Did they not want to cash your $10 million check? Well, that's just it. Everybody does things different, and Scott says he's gotten some good thoughts out of the E Myth book, and that's what matters. You
I
know,
got
is
I got more out of that than sounds like everybody else did. It was kind of gratifying though that um, right off right off the bat in the book it said like 80-90% of all small businesses fail within the first couple of years, and I'm like, man, I'm 8 years into reselling, I'm doing good. But I mean, I don't depend on reselling for a living, so it's easier for me.
yeah,
And the book was saying, your business doesn't even reach adolescent stage unless you start hiring help.
Chastity said she got a lot out of it. You have to understand how the idea of business owner has changed since the book was written.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Beth. They get so picky. They can't do stuff. Um, you got a lot going out today?
Uh, no. I had like 6 sales yesterday, and 2 of them came early enough to go ahead and ship. So I only have 4 going out now. The weekend was just pretty much on fire for me, but yesterday was nah, nothing, not much. I sold $120 worth of stuff yesterday.
Well, that's $120 you didn't have.
Well, I mean, I only get to keep about 50, 60 of it
Yeah.
after tax and cost of goods and fees and all that.
Well, that's $50 that Gwen can spend in Bavaria or wherever you're going this time.
Yep.
Spotsylvania, whatever. Actually, Spotsylvania is a town in Virginia.
We start in Basel, Switzerland, and then head down the Rhine.
Are you doing like a Viking cruise?
Hmm.
That'll be
Yep.
cool. I
Chastity's got 2 going out.
Yeah, you'll have a good time.
Yeah, I need to quit buying stuff. I've got my war chest. My
Right.
handy war chest is kind of tapped right now.
Well, I got a question for you.
I've got an answer for you.
I'm sure you do. You're like the rest of the old men in the world. Uh, things are kind of unsure about this fall with our presidential elections and whatnot. Do you think? Do you think people need to list and try to sell everything they can now, with anticipating that it could get real crazy November, December, January, February because of the election?
Uh,
Did that make any sense at all?
yeah.
In other words, should you be fattening up your bank accounts because you don't know what kind of shit's going to come down come November?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have some cash on hand, so sell as much, save as much as you can out of what you got, because you don't know, times could get real rough.
Well, that's just like the AC unit. Um, First of all, I was surprised that it was as cheap as it was, and it's not a cheap brand of HVAC or anything like that. But because we had the money in savings, was not really. I mean, spending 8 grand is a big deal, but it's not like you know we couldn't afford it, and we were worried about having heating. I mean, air conditioning when it's been 94 at times here in Charlotte. So that probably, hopefully, that doesn't mean in August we're not in the 100+ range. Um, but like I said, I was just wondering if anybody had been looking at it, like need to do a super listing spree just to get a bunch of. I mean, you should be listing
See,
anyway, but just to go ahead and get some extra money in the bank and then just don't go out and spend it, Anissa, on Louis Vuitton purses and Prada shoes and all that kind of crap.
I don't think Anissa's a Prada type of girl. I think she's more like a Victoria's Secret type of girl.
I hear you.
But yeah, I need to stop buying, Sadie. Thanks for pointing out that I have a spending problem. Yeah, if I sold everything I have listed and unlisted, I'd be rich.
What's Realtree, Anissa? Is that the sporting goods section of Walmart? I've seen the name before, but I don't remember where I saw it at before.
Let's see listings. The dollar value of my listings right now is $44,000.
Is how much?
That's my listed items. $44,000. If I sold everything that I have listed.
Dang.
But probably 2,000 of that is toothbrush holders, so I haven't sold a single one of those yet, so it doesn't matter. You know, I've got a bunch of stuff that just, I don't know, it's not selling. I'm starting to get through the earplugs though. I'm selling about two orders a month of earplugs.
Yeah. Gwen, Mr. Zadie says he and Gwen's been trying to tell you to stop buying.
Yeah, I'm cram packed with stock. A lot of my problem with my death pile is either something's got to be fixed on an item or tested, or you know, I got some stereo equipment. Like I got a couple of these big bass speakers at the auction, so I got to hook them up to a stereo and test them, you know.
It's backstock, Todd, not death pile. It's backstock.
But all the testing and stuff, it takes time, and it's good money once you get like, how big is this speaker? Reach a ruler. The speaker is like an 8-inch,
Right.
and I got a pair of these. God, they're heavy. Got a huge magnet on them. But I don't even know how many amps it is. A Kicker Comp VR, but a pair of them is probably 70-80 bucks. So I got to get them. I got to test them and make sure they work.
You know, I got some speakers out of a unit I bought, storage unit I bought, and the paper part of them were all shredded up.
Yeah, Kicker Comp VR.
I still sold them because the guy wanted them for the magnets.
Let's see. Look up at Kicker Comp VR 8-inch. Okay, I see. VR. I wonder if these are a 10 or a 12. They're like 10 inches across, but the actual speaker cone is only like 8 inches. So I don't know. I don't even see an 8. So these might be 10s.
Are those for house or auto, or does it matter? They're just speakers.
I see a lot of these being placed into wooden cabinets.
Mike says they're not a 12.
No, not a 12. It's probably a 10.
Mr. Sadie said that's what she said.
Man, I'm seeing lots of kicker comp speakers on eBay, but I don't see this particular looking one. Huh.
Anissa Red Fox was funny in anything he did. I love him in Harlem Nights. Oh, I do like that movie.
Okay, there's a pair kind of like mine that sold for $75 used.
Like, wants to know where you started the measurement from.
Well, I mean, do you go if you just did the cone part, that's like 8 inches. But if you do the whole speaker, it's like 10 inches. But it's got a thick rim on it, so I don't know. You tell me. Let's see. So if you go completely from edge to edge, it's about 10.5 inches. But the speaker part, if you just measured the cone, it would only be like 8 inches. So I don't know. Start from the base of what?
I don't know. I don't know
Start
anything
from
about
the
speakers.
base. I'll just make sure there's a ruler on top of them when I sell them.
Yeah. Are you talking about like sticking the end of it down on the table and measure up to the top of the rim? Lag? Like that?
That's like 5.5 inches, 6 inches.
It's all about the base. Okay. That's what she said. And this, I didn't know there was a Mr. Trader 1.0.
I don't see a number on them anywhere. Unless I'm just not looking in the right place.
Lag. You need to get out more, son. You really do.
Stay away from the rim. Anyway,
Speakers. Lag. Speakers. Oh, wow. And you have the Twins by Mr. Trader 2.0. Oh, and this just sold something.
whoop whoop. It's not my show, it's Tom's, so you need to thank Tom. Thank you, Tom.
And this is will start calling her husband 2.0. Now I've got it stuck in her head. You're welcome, Vanessa. Um, so back to my question: Do are any of you Politico kind of people? planning on changing your business model as far as doing a lot more listing, saving a lot more money just because of the elections in November? Or is that really not making any difference to y'all? What is an Alfred Dunner smiley face?
Bum, bum.
I'm going to have to research that now. You know that. Dang it, Beth.
Bum, 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 bum.
Wow, Chastity. Hang on a minute.
VR stands for very radical. So I guess these are woofers. Woofers.
Oh, that's a line of clothes.
What is?
Uh, the Alfred Dunner smiley face. Oh, that's the handbill. Oh, never mind. Alfred Dunner smiley face comes back as clothes from from me. I'm gonna tell you what, Anissa. If people vote for that idiot, while I'm eating my pork and beans and stuff, and everybody else is starving to damn death, y'all remember? They can remember that. Oh, here we go.
Y'all are in trouble now.
Good morning.
Started talking politics and look who
I
shows
don't care.
up.
I don't care anything about that. Measuring that subwoofer, it's just measuring to get a 10 or a 12. Just measure straight across the top.
Yeah, but there's kind of a big rim to it. You know, it's like
It says from edge to edge. I looked it up. It says use a tape or rule to measure the distance across the cone of the subwoofer. And it's showing the plastic where the screw holes are.
measure from the screw holes.
I mean, from the edge. I mean, edge to edge. It's just showing.
I guess it's a 10. I
Yeah.
guess then.
Well, if it's not 12 inches across, you know it's going to be a 10. There's only two sizes.
Oh, okay. Well, duh. All right. Thanks.
Hey, Scott, what's up?
Wait a minute. That's $50 million, huh, Texas?
When they're talking about measuring something and you let Lag talk, you read Lag's comment like you didn't get that he was talking about measuring his junk. Oh my God. I had to come on here just because it's terrible.
No, I was ignoring that.
Tom wasn't. He read the comment, act like he didn't have a clue.
I wasn't paying any attention to him. $50 million, Philip. How long is it gonna take you to get your selling, get max out that $50 million selling limit?
Uh, John, if this is a 5 o'clock shadow, I have issue. The beard will be back like 3 days.
Sorry I didn't make your show last night, or even listen to your show last night. I was kind of busy.
It's all right. I see what you do.
I don't see how anybody wears a big beard. You know, like
It gets,
Idaho hillbilly. He's out there working with tools and stuff. It seemed like, man, I would get my beard twisted up in a grinder or something.
yeah, I finally had enough. I'm like, it's been like this for quite a while. but they did vote that I should undo and turn the Friday night show back on. So Friday night show was kind of the drunk fest show. It was kind of
So,
so I turned the monetization off and just put it back up.
do you are you doing anything different for your business because of the
So
thoughts on November election, or are you just
uh,
going on as usual?
you can't control what's going to happen. They're gonna be able to steal it or not. I'm the jury's still out whether they can steal it.
Well, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about as far as money. You know,
I think the
is
bigger issue is how does the value of the dollar hold up as not being tied to Saudi Arabia as the petrodollar of the world now. That's a bigger concern. And just because they didn't renew it doesn't mean they can't enter in a new contract. It's a lot of people saying, "Oh, they didn't renew it. The world's coming to an end." But
well, first of all, my opinion is if you've gone to this BRICS, you don't get any more of our money. If your people starve too fucking bad.
you elect Trump. Trump fixes it in about 10 minutes. He'll just announce to all these countries and everybody that we're no longer going to defend you. Good luck dealing with all these idiots. I mean, you look at what NATO does. We still pay 75 or 80% of NATO. Why does NATO exist? It was there to you know the Cold War to prevent. It's not doing anything now other than costing us damn near $1 trillion a year.
Well, I really think the United Nations need to find them a new home too.
Damn right. But well, they can still be in New York. They own that little island out there, and that little island that was built up from a tunnel that's got like a little bird sanctuary on it. It's about as big as this desk. If you put mine and Todd's desk together, that's the island that they own. That's where they should be. Because
Yeah.
I think we're at the point. I mean, we're teetering on the edge that they're about to fuck around and find out. I mean, that's my fear is so many people are awake over the last 4 years, and and it's not the class warfare is not working as well now because if you look at the polling numbers, no Republican has polled more than 15% blacks ever, or has gotten more than 15% of the black vote in 100 years since blacks were the original Republicans back in the 1860s. Uh, but if you look now, Trump's polling in the mid 20s. It's unheard of. If the Democrats lose that much of that base, it's over. I don't care how much they cheat.
There's a lot of groups that's moving towards Todd, not I'm towards Todd, moving towards Trump, not because of his politics per se. It's the fact that they're looking at their check stubs and see all this money coming out of it. So politics really doesn't make a big difference. It's about how much money these hardworking people get to keep. And
And
you
and
can say
and
what you want to. You go. There is a lot of black professionals out there making good money.
yeah, my neighborhood is mixed, and there are a lot in this neighborhood because there's a big black university right on the street. It's a nice university, and they're no different than anybody else. I don't why people are so focused on color. They're just people. The people are good or people are bad. The skin color
Yeah.
doesn't
Well, I
change
mean, that just it seems to be the way the Democrats flow. So
that.
anyway,
If you're constantly mad, you're not paying attention to what they're doing.
yeah.
I think Trump. See, they a lot of people realize and start looking at the Democratic Party and realize if they'll do this to Trump, what in the hell will they do to you? Look what they've done to J6. All those people that were that were in were basically enticed to come in by the police as they opened the hell doors for him, and they walked around. And these people have been in. Some of them have been in solitary confinement for 3 years. no trials, no bond, no nothing, and you could go murder somebody in the streets of New York City right now and be out this afternoon. You could literally go run over somebody with your car and be out of jail this afternoon. You could go rob anybody. You could go rob anybody. Go and rob any store, and you're out. And these blue states are getting worse, and it's and there's so many good people in these blue states, and they've had enough. They're like, you know what? They've had enough. Look at Memphis. God forsake, look at Memphis. 30 years ago, Memphis was, when I went to Memphis for the first time in the 70s and 80s, Memphis was beautiful. Memphis was a great city. Look what they've done in the last 30, 40 years. It is now the second or third murder capital of the country.
Um, wow.
So there's lots of problems, Tom. It's the election ain't going to fix. The election will put a temporary band-aid on it, but unless he, to put all your hopes in one politician or a few politicians, the American people have got to stand up and say we've had enough.
Well, my point was not necessarily whichever way it comes out. Whoever gets to be the president, there's going to be things happening.
Well, have you seen the Supreme Court? What they started doing yesterday?
What's that?
There's big cases coming up. They have surrounded the Supreme Court with fencing and all kinds of shit. They're about to rule on something that's going to piss some people off. And so the cases there's they just ruled on us on a Second Amendment case that because whenever Bruin came out and it struck down New York, 8 days later New York put a more comprehensive and strangling law on concealed carry, and that they are set to strike that down. But the other one, the two guys that were suing the election about overturning the election, maybe that's they're both the names are similar. They're set to rule on that one as well. There's some decent cases coming out in the next few weeks.
Well, this might have been old news, and I just got around, but I saw where the Supreme Court ruled that states could not keep Trump off the off, off the ballot, and they cannot keep a federal federal election off of their ballot. They can't control that.
And he's appealed to the Supreme Court about his convictions and everything else too on the railroading from New York. I mean, at some point, look at everybody the justice system has gone after and who they haven't. Steve Bannon, how scared are they of Steve Bannon? Steve Bannon is going to jail for contempt of Congress for the next 3 months. Just so happens to be until the election's over. What they do to the Biden's kid for contempt of Congress? Did he get anything? I mean, look at all the Democrats in contempt of Congress. Nothing happens. But look who they have put in. Peter, what's his name? Another Trump ally. There's 5 or 6 of these Trump allies they keep putting in jail, and look what they've threatened everyone. Any attorney that's worked for that side, they threatened to disbar. Wisconsin is now trying to bring up charges against Trump because they're so scared.
Well, Wisconsin's fucked up in the first place. Pardon my French, but that's just it. Well, I'll tell you what. Between Charlotte and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, there's like 3 big Trump for President pop-up stores down through there. They're getting ready.
I see them every time I'm out. Every time I go traveling, I see at least 1 or 2 of those on the corner.
They're getting crunked up.
Right now is can you count more of them or fireworks stores in the South?
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
It's fireworks season. The guy who I rent my storage building, he owns a storage building. He does a lot of videos. Smile a while is his channel, and he does gives cancer rights to patients, and because he's a cancer patient himself, and he was showing his story. Uh, they were putting up he's like, yeah, look at the best fireworks store in town. Lambos. There's a guy at a Ferrari just pulled up. He turns the camera, and goes, and the big inflatable eagle. We got it all. Lambos, Ferraris, and eagles. It's pretty funny, but but he's got, I don't know, a permanent store plus 4 or 5 different booths that he drags out. A lot of money in that stuff.
Wait a minute. For the love of God, please stop. We think his name is Brandon now.
But peddling profits, it's got to start at the local level. They didn't get to Congress and become crooked. They were crooked before they got there. We've got to hold local officials accountable.
Okay, like you wouldn't want me to be president because I would never leave the White House because every time you leave, the president leaves the White House and flies someplace, it screws up the regular people's life. They fly into Charlotte, it screws up the whole flippin' city.
And it
And
doesn't matter.
go ahead.
I was saying, in the local level, it doesn't matter Republican, Democrat. That's where they all learn to be crooks. I mean, if you're blind enough to think that it's just one side that's crooked, oh yeah, you're right though. Everywhere they go, it's a cluster.
I mean, they shouldn't be going anyplace. They shouldn't be. Biden should not be out politicking. He's the president. He's already, if he hasn't showed enough, any president, if they have not proven themselves to be reelected, then
I bet Biden hadn't been out in months. You've seen body doubles. I bet Biden hadn't been out in months.
yeah. Does the White House have a basement? Yeah, it's got like a sub
Oh yeah,
basement.
it goes deep.
Um, and I would have to have a stack of dead gun pens to start vetoing stuff. Bring me a
Just
bill
think,
bring me a bill that has two different topics in it. Veto.
at least the one good thing they did was for the Republicans, they wouldn't vote on Merrick Garland. Can you imagine if Merrick Garland was on the Supreme Court?
Absolutely peddling. I don't trust a politician.
Nope. Very few. There's 2 or 3. I can count probably with one hand. I can count five or so. That's it.
But the great state of South Carolina and the great state of North Carolina, we had Jesse Helms and Strom Thurmond. They were in since the
They was
Constitution was written.
they were as crooked as they come to.
But you know what? They stood up for their states. And that's the reason they always won by a landslide because they would pull the other parties into their campaigns, not campaigns, into their voters because they stood up for what was best for South Carolina or North Carolina.
They were crooked. Neil
But they
never
were,
convinced me
yeah,
they weren't crooked.
all of them. All of them. I mean, but you can't trust any of them.
None of them.
But like I said, Lag, don't write me in because you would not like it.
Write me in, damn it. If
I would have two. My whole family would have to live at the daggum White House because I'd be worried about them.
I'm
Because
ready to go.
these people
Write
that
me in.
the U.S. government is supposed to pay for their college funds, that's fine. We will, but submit your application to university to the Department of Secondary Education, they're going to tell you what you're going to become. We need more HVAC people. Honey, you're getting ready to get dirty because you're going to become an HVAC tech. I mean, that's my stand. I'm just too old, and I really don't give a fuck anymore. Pardon my French. I've said it twice. This one's coming down fast.
Uh,
And it wasn't Scott. It was me. But you get to a point, and at my age, Todd's age, Scott's age, ah, we're gonna start looping him in with us.
Uh,
Uh, you just get tired of the dadgum bullshit.
all right, I bet. Does this make me look older?
Yeah, that makes you look like you getting ready to go out and play in your pansies, or you getting ready to go down to the Hardee's and get your biscuit and your free coffee and talk to the other old men.
I ain't talking. I ain't talking to nobody.
No, I'm not going to go full Nazi lag, but I think there's just some things that need to be tightened up on.
Like, write my name and I will.
If you write me in as president, you got to write Scott in as vice president. And I'm going to nominate Todd for the Supreme Court.
Hey,
You
Nissa,
don't
have
have,
you
you
seen the
don't
one I
have to
saw?
be I didn't realize you don't have to be a lawyer to be on the Supreme Court or to be a federal judge.
Nissa, have you seen the one I saw yesterday where he looks normal up to about right here, and then he's got like a he's his normal pale skin tone until you get to like right mid neck, and then he's like dark tan all the way down. I'm like, they didn't even do enough to cover the neck up. Shouldn't he have his shirt buttoned so that it's not that obvious that we're dealing with somebody with a mask on?
Well, he's had facelift, Scott. That's what it is.
What does that have to do with the color of skin?
Well,
I mean, it's a it's a
it'll
it's a
make it tend.
line right here.
Yeah, that's it. That's where they came right here and they pulled everything tight. Oh Lord! Usually it's behind the ears is where you see the seams at, where
Yeah,
they pull their skin back so you look surprised all the time.
yeah, they're gonna have to do. My mom had to have something done. They're gonna have to do me too. I have the same too much weight on my eyelids. They're gonna have to do it back. So whatever mother had done.
There's not going to be a debate. Didn't they cancel the debate?
No, no, they're having a debate with no audience, and the first one is with Jake Tapper, and they've got microphones they can turn off, all kinds of shit. It's gonna.
I'd like to be a question person there. I got some questions for Mr. Biden.
And supposedly there's gonna be two breaks, and during the breaks they can't speak to any of their. All they can do is like use the bathroom. They're not allowed to talk to any of their handlers or anything. Who knows?
And I think they need to have signal scramblers, so there's no little mics in their earpieces and whatnot where somebody's telling people the answers. Secret Service,
I'm glad it's at night too because it, as screwed up as he is, he's got his son down something terrible.
yeah. Poor Joe. I feel really bad for Joe. Not, and I'm talking about the actual physical Joe because he don't know where the hell he's at. Hell, he was at the in France, and they're doing a daggum parachute exhibition, and he just kind of wanders off like a 4-year-old toddler. And you know what? It will eventually come out what his situation is, and when it comes out that he does have, he's got some type of mental issues going on, then those people that have been handling him and promoting him and lying to the American people, they should be brought up on treason charges. Yeah, it is the way they're treating him is elder abuse. But we just got to get through November because if we'll get giggles by by March, we'll have giggles as president. Yeah, absolutely. But President Giggles, where's your stand? You know I'm talking about Giggles. Kamala, she giggles about everything. So anyhow, Todd, Scott, are you going to have an intellectual program for us tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about. I didn't feel like making a video. We're gonna talk more about pricing and since Kevin spouted out his version, I really think he missed one big part. He never really talked about what the supply side of has.
Right.
And so many people will look at an item and go, "Oh my God, I can buy this for $10 and it sells for 30 or 40. I'm going to make really good money on this." And they will not look and go, "Well, there's 1,000 other ones for sale." Oh my God, by the time I could get mine listed, those damn idiots were price dropping it, and I couldn't sell it. I couldn't really make any money on it. You know, well, only 100 have sold in 90 days, and there's 1,000 listed. So you got a several years worth that you're going into competition. What do you think the market's going to do to price? The market, as I mean, people don't understand simple economics.
Todd just skewed the hell out of toothbrush holders.
Yeah, Commonwealth. Yeah. Now he made a good. His thoughts were good, but I just think he left out the supply really because so many people, and it really applies to a lot of people who watch him. And I don't know if he was treading water or not, but he generally says what he thinks. But a lot of clothing sellers, you pick up clothing, and it's not. Go search for a clothing, and what's going to show up in the search. Your competition is way more than. Well, I'm the only one with a Ralph Lauren polo that's red. This an extra large. It's got this little thing right here on it. I mean, they think it is that. Okay, so there are some odd pieces that are made that have got some history to them, but if you think that you're buying some Ralph Lauren polo that's something special, they made millions of these things, and they're still making millions of them. Look at the price of jeans. John used to sell jeans with just a straight flat price. But so what's happened to the jean market? The same thing has happened to hats. The price on hats have come down. The price on jeans have come down. Why? If you look at the statistics on hats, Josh has got them because he used to sell hats. There were so many. There was like 750, 800,000 hats in 2019. Go look and see how many millions of hats there are listed now because everybody in their bandwagon has found a hat at a yard sale under a basement, and thinks that hat is something special. I bought this. I bought this one at a yard sale for $1. So how much do you think I could get for the? How many Columbia PFG hats do you think are out there?
I don't know.
So you know what I did with this one for $1?
Where it?
Took the tags off of it. Damn right. Act like I'm back in North Carolina with these colors.
You look like you look better wearing the other hat.
It's amazing that people don't take into account how many are for sale right now, and that you better be aggressive. And then in the same breath, people will go, So if an item is the last, they will fall in love with the last price. Oh my God, this thing sold for 3 months ago it sold for $100. It's worth $100. But if you look at the historical pricing, it sells in the 80 range. So I'll throw mine at 80, oh my God, their price dropping off my 100. No, you're overpriced, you idiot. You don't have the conversation. Or they'll do this. They'll tell you your price dropping, and then they're going to run coupons and promotions and sales and everything, and end up at $80. So that what Dusty used to drive me nuts. Dusty used to always overprice his items or run a constant sale. That drove me nuts. For the record, Mike, that's way too complicated to keep in my mind when I'm trying to figure out what the price is and having to reset coupons and sales all the time. I don't know how he kept up with it.
It's And this, I don't watch whatnot shows. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm not interested in buying anything, so I just don't watch them. I did in the beginning, but I don't anymore. Because usually the ones that I did like watching, they're on at a time that I don't. I'm not available. Scott, I thought you were going to do a whatnot sale show.
I lied. Scott, he was a magician, man. He it was a, and that's the only reason why I want to come in here, because I'm like, Todd's over there calling out stuff, and people in the chat are looking up. I'm like, I miss those crazy ass shows from several years ago, where that fool would come home with all kinds of shit from storage buildings and everything else. And Dusty sitting on his front porch just called out, and people in the chat were looking it up, but telling him what it was worth. Roberta must be at work. She must be in the office today.
She is. She's been sick and she's in bed to sleep. Um, yeah. No, she's not in Korea. She's in the back of the house asleep. She's just not feeling good. Allergies and all that kind of crap.
Oh my god! At least it's quieting down. Them damn cicadas have died off. Oh my god!
It sounded like, I was looking for. I thought we were being invaded by Martians or something. The noise was. It was so loud.
I am so glad they're gone, because if us living against the woods, it's
Yeah.
10 times louder here than it is. You walk
Well,
outside and it. Oh my god!
we live on a peninsula, and there's a major creek down both sides of us, and so they would get in the trees along the creek, and because the trees are a lot less, where all the houses are built, it was just coming at us from all sides. I
Yeah,
mean,
because this one,
to the
yeah,
point that people next door to us have a little girl that was scared to go outside.
yeah, the line of trees go. The big woods are back there, but the line of trees comes all down this building behind. It was, yeah.
Yeah,
Glenn
but
said they never heard them down there. You got lucky, Glenn. I mean, it sounded like constant static. I mean,
yeah,
it's like an old AM radio that you couldn't turn off.
you've got your own problems down where you live at.
Glenn, y'all were probably eating them down there.
I had
You crazy?
fried them skaters up, them skaters.
Yeah, yeah, fried them
Let's fry
skaters up.
some fried skaters. Put them on some white rice.
I bet Kent ate some. I'm gonna ask him.
All right, I do gotta go though. Y'all, thank you, Todd, and thank you,
Now,
Scott, for coming in here and hanging out with me. Thank you, all you wonderful people in the chat,
I'm like, who is Phoebe barking at? The neighbor dog.
and y'all make it a great day, because it is a great day. You're above ground, so it's a great day. We added him to our gun. Are you saying gumbo? You never had
Yeah.
it? Wow. So
See, there
thanks, y'all.
the truth comes out. You pressure Glenn, he tells you the truth. They
Yeah,
eat them.
thanks, Tom.
All right.
Y'all be sure and catch Scott in the morning. And you know what? Today's Tuesday. I forgot all about um, major. I started saying major pain. Major.
Damn right, major pain. Let's go tell him he's major pain.
Yeah. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Bye.
Bye.